Coronation Street resident Brian Packham has been on a DNA mission to find out more about his heritage and where his family came from, but he could lose a lot more than he can gain after meeting his distant relative Isabella. Over the last couple of weeks, Brian has been exploring his Italian heritage after taking a DNA test, discovering he was 8% Italian. While this percentage may seem low to act on it, as Brian's friends didn't fail to point out, it changed his outlook on life and family, prompting him to find his relatives in southern Europe. Official spoilers reveal Brian meets one of his distant family members, but things soon turn sour with his friends receiving the cold shoulder. In upcoming scenes, Brian Packham introduces Isabella to Glenda Shuttleworth and Bernie Winter. But when Glenda tries to engage her in a conversation about Italy, Isabella ignores her, leaving Glenda and Mary Taylor taken aback. Later in the bistro, Isabella tells Brian they're going to party the Italian way and the pair get to know one another more. Brian admires George Shuttleworth's model of the Golden Hind and assures him he didn't steal his maidenhead. However, after overhearing their conversation, Isabella is annoyed by George's seemingly cocky attitude and secretly super glues the model ship to the table. As a consequence, Brian tries to lift George's model off the table and a chunk snaps off in his hands. Finding his ship broken, George accuses Brian of gluing the ship to the table and in revenge, he locks Brian's model ship in the hearse, meaning neither of them can take part in the competition. Elsewhere in the Rovers, Mary notices Isabella's sticky fingers but decides to let it go for Brian's sake. Isabella asserts that she can't wait for Brian to visit her in Naples but makes it clear that Mary's not welcome. She later calls in the cafe in tears and tells Brian that during the renovations at her flat, the builders have discovered subsidence and it's not safe for her to return. Will Brian offer for Isabella to stay with him, despite offending his friends and making her presence known? If Isabella is sticking around, will Mary and Glenda make their opinion of Brian's family known and cause more tension? Brian may be able to win back his friendships with George and Glenda, but how will Mary feel knowing he will allow Isabella to speak to her the way she does?